I had lawmakers making the argument that, well, a large number of our supporters, feel that this election was stolen. And so that's why we should vote this way. It's, well, but you were telling them that too, right? I mean, so that sense of that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it accurate. It means that you lied to them and they trusted you and they believed your lies. That's all that means. And I find that utterly contemptible. I've been called a traitor more times than I care to remember in the past couple of days. I have a colleague who was accosted on the street on the day before the Capitol was ransacked. There were people that I had spoken to, and they knew that there was no constitutional basis to work to overturn this election, but they voted to decertify the Electoral College results because they were worried about threats against their family. Right? I mean, that is just so profoundly dangerous. I think we have to be honest. I've seen a lot of folks on the right say, well, a couple of windows were broken, where politicians work. Well, what about? I don't care about what about, right? I don't care about what about. Not only are 5 people dead, including a Capitol Police officer who was bludgeoned to death with a fire extinguisher, not only were members of Congress and the Senate forced to flee from the chambers under armed guard, right? I mean, I was as strong a denunciator and just condemned what happened over the summer and the riots in the strongest possible terms. This is not a time to say, well, what about this, or try to make equivalencies, right? I mean, that just, it blows my mind. And also to see lawmakers stand up and try to say, well, this wasn't us, this was BLM, this was Antifa. Like, have I can't express how much contempt I have for just the continuing utter lack of accountability, or lack of awareness, or lack of a willingness to take responsibility for actions that have led us to this point, right? So we need to come to grips with that. We need to reckon with what has happened. I'm a Republican. The Republican Party needs to own up for the lies and the deceptions that we've been telling some of our supporters because they believed us.